Good Monday morning, everybody, and welcome to Orphan Car Garage YouTube. This morning, I couldn't be more pleased to present to you what we have before us today. This is a 1986 Lincoln Continental with just 26,000 original miles. This is the 7th generation of the Lincoln Continental. Ford produced this particular model from 1982 to 1987. It was considered a mid-size car for Lincoln, as the town car was a larger vehicle than this. And this also shared the platform known as the Fox body. So this shared the platform with the Ford Granada, I believe, and Mercury Cougar of that same generation. But what Lincoln learned from the Versailles before this was that they made certain not to share any body panels with any other Ford product when they designed this vehicle. So although it is the Fox body platform, you really wouldn't know it, and none of the parts externally are interchangeable with any other Fox body platform from Ford. Lincoln made a crucial mistake with the Versailles. Prior to this, it was really just a gussied up Granada, and everybody knew it. This car, nothing like that. Really, they learned their lesson with the Versailles and made some huge improvements with this Continental when they designed it for the 1982 introduction. One of the things that's most striking about the vehicle, and is sort of an homage to the vintage automobile, and Cadillac and Chrysler had done it with the Seville from the same generation, and also the Imperial from Chrysler, is this bustle back trunk design. Obviously Lincoln was going directly after Cadillac, I would say, with this design to compete with the Seville, which was selling like hotcakes at the time. I think Lincoln did probably a little bit better job with it. In my estimation, it fits the vehicle a little bit better, I think, in design than the Cadillac version, although I have nothing against the Seville either. So this particular car is, as I said, 26,000 miles. There's a really cool story behind how we found this car. A good friend of ours is a real estate agent in a rather exclusive community down near Cape Cod. And this car was part of an estate that he was helping liquidate. This car was in the garage, had been purchased new by the owner of the estate, and it stayed on that property its entire life, obviously being driven very little. 26,300 miles, I believe, is the mileage on the odometer. Just a beautiful, beautiful car, an incredible survivor. The car has never been hit. There's no dents or dings in this car. It was absolutely treated like a member of the family. When we found the car in the garage where it had spent its entire life, the walls of the garage were lined with shag carpeting. So in order to protect the doors of the vehicle when they were being opened by its passengers, that's how much she loved this vehicle. And the pride of her ownership just shows through and through. It's just a striking car. It's a two-tone gold, sort of a bright gold on the top, and then a darker gold on the bottom with a real pretty red pinstripe. Real pretty car. The car has genuine wire wheels. We put brand new tires on those wire wheels when we acquired it, because obviously the tires were old. Now, the vehicle had not been run in several years. As the woman had gotten up in age, she was no longer driving. So the vehicle had been stagnant in the garage for 5 to 6 years, we think. So in order to bring her back up to spec, we completely updated her fuel system. There's a new fuel tank in the car and a new fuel pump. We flushed out the injectors. This car has the super bulletproof Ford electronic fuel injected 5.0 liter engine, which most of you might recognize more so from the Mustang GT. Very good engine for Chrysler. It's Monday, I'm sorry. Very good engine for Ford. We saw a lot of Chryslers here, you can tell. Very good engine for Ford. Parts are readily available. There's a lot of performance upgrades for that engine too on the aftermarket set, although I don't think this is a car you're probably going to want to do that too. So let me just point out to you a couple of little things, because the car is stunning. But there is a little bit of some sort of etching in the paint right here on the left front fender, and then a little bit more over here, like something might have spilled on it in the garage. And then the other issue, small, is the filler here peeled a little bit. This is a plastic rubber filler from the factory, and at some point, maybe something put too much pressure on it, and the paint started to peel. As it got older, it lost its flexibility. Other than that, and that's really it. The car is just immaculate. Now, one thing that we did have done on the car, and I want to point it out to you, is the left front fender on the upper portion. I had this painted, and you can see now in the film it shows up more so. From the edge of the hood just to the stripe. So this whole section right here I had painted. There was some weird etching on the paint. We weren't able to get it out. It was too deep to get out, and I thought it took away from the appearance of the car. So I brought it to my body shop, and I had them just spray, like I said, from the painted pinstripe to the edge of the hood, and then he did the front edge of the header also, just to here, and stopped. So he did not do the right fender, did not do the hood. I purposely didn't want the whole nose of the car painted because I didn't want to give the car the illusion that it had been in an accident. Car has not been in an accident. There was just some weird, unusual, unexplainable etching on that fender, which took away from the beautiful appearance of the car. So I had that painted. Now, as you can see, I too am a little disappointed in the color match to the hood. I think he probably could have done a little bit better job than that. Shows up more so in the bright sunlight like we're seeing here. At dusk and obviously at night you don't see it at all. Even some sort of a cloudy day you wouldn't notice it, but in the bright sun it shows up. If you were fussy, you could have that redone. It didn't cost me a lot of money to have that done. The gentleman does a lot of work for us, and I decided to leave it be and not bring it back and let the next owner decide whether they wanted to redo that top fender or not. Like I said, many times it's not noticeable. I could even walk over here and you wouldn't notice it, but I want to point it out because we want full disclosure here, and I want you to know that the car has not been in any sort of an accident. That's not why that fender was painted. And like I said, we just did from the stripe up. Other than that, the car is absolutely beautiful. The interior is leather, which I believe was an option on these cars. I've seen a lot of these with cloth interior or velour. Leather interior. The carpet, the original floor mats are in beautiful shape. The carpet underneath the floor mats, I mean, look at the floor mats. They're not even dirty. Door panels are good. It's very common on this generation Continental to delaminate this wood grain. And 3 of the 4 doors are perfect. I'll show you the one that's not. All the power features in the car work. The back seat to me looks like nobody has ever sat in it. The headliner, perfect. Again, the carpet in the back, perfect. Not one imperfection in the leather seating. The rear carpeted shelf. This car spent its entire life in a garage. There's that door panel, again, perfect. Everything works electronically. Nice clean door jambs. I've got a lot more pictures. I've got undercarriage pictures, trunk pictures, engine pictures. I'd be happy to forward to anybody that's interested. Door panel, again, perfect on the right rear door. We've got a Continental dealer brochure from 1986. This is the door panel I want to point out to you. There's a little bit of delamination right here. Very common on these, and I assume it could be glued back. I just wanted you to see that. I didn't want to be the guy gluing it back. I want you to see that. That's a very common issue on these from what I've read, but only this one door does it, and it's minor. Again, the leather seating, the dashboard, the electronics, the original Ford radio still works beautifully. The climate control, automatic climate control works. The power windows, the power locks, the power seats, the power recliners, everything. As you can see, the power recliner works, both sides. Power seats, individually powered, both work flawlessly. Tilt steering wheel, overhead console. Just a beautiful, beautiful car. There is one thing with the electronic dash, and I'm going to show you right now. There she starts up beautifully. There's the dash, illuminating beautifully. Showing 26,801 miles. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's original mileage, 26,801. 12 miles to go before empty. The digital cluster works beautifully, except when you turn the lights out. I'm going to turn the lights out and watch what happens to the cluster. It goes out with the headlights. So you could use your daytime running lights and never have an issue. Obviously you wouldn't have an issue at night. But if you don't use your lights or turn on even the parking lights, the cluster goes out with the lights. Comes back on when I turn the lights on. I wanted you to be aware of that. It could be a faulty headlight switch, even as much as an ignition switch. I'm not taking it any further. We've done a lot of work to this car. I've got a lot invested into this car. I was just thrilled that the cluster works, because many of these cars don't have a working cluster. But I will tell you that I have the Holy Grail. I have a separate extra cluster that I will sell with the car, will go to the new owner. I don't believe there's anything wrong with this cluster. I think there's some sort of a draw from the headlight switch causing the cluster to go out when the headlights are turned off, maybe through the dimmer or whatever. But I am not attempting to pull the dashboard apart in this vehicle. We're selling it as is, and we've priced it accordingly. It's running now. It runs beautifully. Nothing whatsoever wrong with the car mechanically. Again, just a stunning automobile. Absolutely beautiful. I believe Lincoln sold quite a few of these, but you see very few of them today, especially in this condition. Just absolutely immaculate. A time capsule for sure. So, like everything at Orphan Car Garage, we sell it affordably, we sell it with full transparency, and we sell it with confidence. We also sell it with the availability of transportation. So it doesn't matter where you live, I can get this car shipped to your door very reasonably. This car here today, this 1986 Lincoln Continental, we are offering for a staggering low $7,900. $7,900 for a 1980s time capsule with 26,000 original one owner miles. Absolutely crazy. I've seen these cars sell for far more, but we also know that as though it's stunning as it is, it's not absolutely perfect. So we've priced it accordingly, although I still believe we've priced it well below what it's truly worth. So if you're interested in the car, let us know. We're about to promote this car nationally. I don't imagine it's going to stay around long. I'd love this to go to a Lincoln fanatic that's going to keep it in a Lincoln collection, because this car really deserves it. Keep it as is. Bring it up to the next level. Enjoy it. Use it as a collector car. It's sure to appreciate in value. You can't go wrong. $7,900. Let me know. 508-954-8090. Comment here on YouTube. Find us on Facebook, Orphan Car Garage, or check out my website, orphancargarage.com. Thanks again. Happy Monday. Let's talk soon.